Hello everybody, today I will be painting Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard. This figure is found in the 2-player starter set for the game Blood and Plunder. I begin by blocking out the base using tan earth. Mix up 2 parts burnt umber and 1 part khaki. This will be applied to the stockings. Add khaki to the previous mixture so we have an even mix of burnt umber and khaki. This will be applied to the breeches. I paint the waistcoat with German grey. Mix 2 parts German camouflage black brown to 3 parts red and apply to Blackbeard's jacket. You will want to apply multiple thin coats to solidify the color. Apply dark Prussian blue to the sash. While I didn't record it, paint the cravat with stone grey. I wanted to achieve a tan look for this miniature, so I mixed up an even mixture of Bugman's Glow and Blood Reaver flesh, applying to the face and hands. If you don't have Blood Reaver flesh, then feel free to stick with Bugman's Glow. Mix up German camouflage black brown and leather brown, applying to the belt. Paint the pistols with flat brown. Basecoat any brass details such as the buttons on the waistcoat, the hilt of the cutlass, and the butts of the pistols with chocolate brown. Now, with a black of your choice, apply to the shoes, hair, and any details that are steel, such as the blade, pistol barrels, and mechanisms. We are now done with the base coats. Once we have given the figure time to dry, at least an hour, apply Gravelord Grey to the crevices between each article of clothing and anywhere the colors change. Reapply our 2-part burnt umber to 1 part khaki mix to the stockings. Now, with the even mix of burnt umber and khaki, clean up the breeches, pushing back the black lining and further solidifying our base coat. This even mixture will also act as the first layer for the stockings. Add khaki to the previous mixture and proceed to layer up, both on the stockings and breeches, leaving the previous layers in the crevices. I'm now at 1 part burnt umber and 3 parts khaki. We've layered our way up to a pure khaki. This will be our final highlight for the stockings. Moving on with the breeches, we will now introduce German camouflage beige World War II to the khaki. Gradually add more of the beige color as we layer up, covering less and less of the previous layers. Here, I am at an even mixture of German camouflage beige World War II and khaki. For our final highlight, we're going to introduce stone gray to the German camouflage beige World War II. Clean up the waistcoat by reapplying German gray. Mix in basalt gray and proceed with layering up, gradually adding more basalt gray with each layer until you reach your desired brightness. Next, wash the waistcoat using Nuln oil. Now, we will tackle the jacket by reapplying our base coat mixture of 2 parts German camouflage black brown to 3 parts red. We are looking at pushing the black lining further into the creases and solidifying our color. The base coat will act as a shadow layer. From here, we will work our way to our midtone by applying thin layers of paint covering less of the surface area than the previous coat. Thinning the paint, while slowly introducing the midtone color, will have a subtle translucent effect, so each coat applied will create a smooth transition between the shadows to the midtone and then to our highlights. This first layer will be 1 part German camouflage black brown to 2 parts red. Here, we are at 1 part German camouflage black brown and 2 parts red. For each layer, keep adding red to the mixture. We want to work our way up to a pure red. We have now reached our midtone color of a pure red. Now, transitioning to the highlights, I will add Wazdaka Red to the Vallejo Red. This will still be applied in thin layers, but I will focus the layers to the high parts of the folds and the top of the miniature in general. Keep adding Wazdaka Red until you reach your desired brightness. Here, I have layered up to a pure Wazdaka Red and am applying top down. Moving on to the sash, we will re-establish the dark Prussian blue. we will gradually add Prussian blue as we layer up until we reach a pure Prussian blue. For the highlights, mix in a hint of blue-gray to the Prussian blue. We will clean up the cravat with stone gray. There's a little bit of exposed sleeve on the arm, which I decided to paint stone gray as well. Gradually introduce ivory to the stone gray until we reach our desired brightness. For the belt, apply an even mixture of German camouflage black brown and leather brown. Next, apply pure leather brown in a patchy manner, followed by an edge highlight of a 50-50 leather brown khaki mix. With a fine tip brush, apply ivory to the eyes. Should you mess up, no worries, just take a wet brush and rub away the mistake before it has time to dry. Then, with a clean dry brush, absorb the moisture from the area. Now, take a black and dot in the pupils. Then, we will outline the eyeball. Clean up the face and hands by reapplying a 50-50 mix of Bugman's Glow and Blood Reaver's Flesh. Add Cadian flesh tone to the previous mixture in order to transition to our midtone. For the midtone, we will apply an even mixture of Cadian flesh tone and Night Quester flesh. Just a reminder to leave the previous layers in the creases, especially between the fingers. Now, transitioning to the highlight, add Kislev flesh to the previous mixture. Now for the highlight, mix an even mixture of Kislev flesh and Night Quester flesh. This will be applied to the knuckles, cheek, nose, and brow. Apply Caribord Crimson to the mouth, catching the bottom lip. Once dry, use Stone Grey to pick out his teeth. Wash the base with Agrax Earthshade. Clean up the pistols by reapplying Flat Brown. Once dry, mix Mahogany Brown into the Flat Brown and apply in a streaky manner to imply a wood grain. Follow this up by pure Mahogany Brown applied in the same manner. Clean up the black areas by applying a black paint of your choice. Now that the wash on the base has had time to dry, take tan earth and pick out the wood grain of each plank. Now, go back to the Agrex Earthshade and run this in between each plank. Take the black and pick out the head of the nails. We will gradually add black-gray to the black and highlight the shoes and hair. Add a hint of stone gray to the black mixture and highlight the hair. Finally, take Gravelord Gray and wash all the hair. Pick out the hair ties in the beard using Vallejo's Red, then highlight using a Wazdaka Red. Clean up any brass details on the miniature with chocolate brown. Apply dried bark to the rim of the base. Now we will move on to the metallic colors. Mix brass into the chocolate brown and apply to the hilt of the cutlass, the butts of the pistols, and any buttons and buckles on the miniature. Now apply pure brass paint to give it the metallic sheen. Use gunmetal to paint the blade and barrels of the weapons and the mechanism of the pistols. Don't forget to pick out the head of the nails on the base as well. Add silver to the gunmetal to highlight the barrel of the pistols and the blade of the cutlass. On the sword, we want to focus the highlight towards the tip of the blade. With the metallics complete, we are now done painting the miniature. All that is left is to apply a matte varnish. This has been my take on painting Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard, for the game Blood Plunder. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing and hitting the bell to be notified when future videos release. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.